Right.
Here's another one. This picture here, what you're looking at, you can see here in the center, these dark circles, those are actually red blood cells inside a thin slice of unfossilized Tyrannosaurus rex leg bone. Yeah. And we wrote this up in our Creation magazine. This is the kind of information that in summary form we're kind of delivering on this show.
Right.
But the details are really in Creation magazine. We can only do so much in the segments that we have on the show. The details are really in the magazine. So a lot of the information that you're hearing here, we're just getting from Creation magazine and relaying it here on the show. Mm-hmm. Blood cells inside unfossilized. So now it's not only unfossilized.
Right.
Now there's blood cells inside the dinosaur bone.
Right.
And apparently all kinds of tests were done, and scientists were saying, well, no, these aren't really red blood cells, but they've done tests on these, chemical tests and so
Right.
on, and they are red blood cells. And what are you going to do with that if you believe dinosaurs lived millions of years ago?
I remember when the very first report of them finding, red blood cells in soft tissue came out, and this was a while ago now. And of course, many evolutionists were saying, no, that can't be right, and they were trying to downplay it and stuff like that. And then we found there were many Christian, ministries that believe in millions of years and so on and so forth. So that doesn't fit in with the paradigm either. Many Christians were arguing and saying, no, and they were following the same type of bandwagon. But it's interesting to see the reports come out. And now, of course, like we mentioned in the news section, we can find protein. It just keeps getting worse and worse. The case for dinosaurs, existing just a short while ago is just increasing in weight.
That's right. We need to give the backstory to that protein that that was just in the news section there very recently.
Right.
A number of years ago, a new Tyrannosaurus rex was discovered in Montana, a very remote area of Montana. It was so remote that there was no roads going there. They had to fly the bits out by helicopter. And when they did that, the femur, the large leg bone of the dinosaur, it was too big for the helicopter, so they broke it in half. When they did that, they discovered that the interior parts of the bone had not yet fossilized. So now here's another example, again, of unfossilized dinosaur bone.
Yeah.
When this bone was brought back to the lab, Dr. Mary Schweitzer, again the same scientist who found the red blood cells and other things previous to that, she found soft tissue inside the Tyrannosaurus rex bone. This was written up. This was in Science magazine, March 25th, 2005. It made headlines around the world.
Yep.
And just fascinating. So this is what she found. You can see this here in the bottom left there. That is, you guessed it, that's a blood vessel. And on higher magnification, what do those look like on the lower right-hand picture there?
Yep.
They certainly look like red blood cells.
I remember seeing the live interview, on one of the news channels, and she was standing there, and the newscasters that were asking her questions, I remember one of them going, "So that's 70 million years old," eh? And she wasn't being rude, but you could tell it was stretching, the limits of what she could believe, and even Mary Schweitzer, I hear, said she checked it 17 times before she could believe her eyes and believe what she was seeing.
Right. Do it again and do it again and do
right,
it again.
because such is the belief in millions of years, and the dinosaurs lived millions of years ago. She knew what this evidence was showing.
Yes.
Of course, it stretched your imagination to believe it could be 70 years old.
I guess you weren't intending to make a pun there, but if you look at this picture again in the upper left-hand corner, those pictures were taken by Dr. Schweitzer. There's a little black arrow pointing to a white piece of material there. That is actually stretchy material.
Right.
It's soft and stretchy like a rubber band. She said you could stretch it and it would return to shape.
Right.
That's how fresh it is inside the dinosaur
right.
bone.
They hydrated the inside to see what was in there.
Yes.
But you could actually
Right.
pull it apart and it would sort of snap back into place.